In my videos, you guys are not sitting in front of me, so you cannot judge if I'm using a teleprompter or a script or whatnot. But I got a comment from a student a while back. The comment was, you have pre-made speaking sample videos. If you have it written down, of course, you will do a good answer. We don't have that luxury in the real exam. And I got a little annoyed with that because I know what I do. When I speak, most of my videos, they're impromptu. Unless I have an answer written down, and when I have those answers written down, I show them on screen and read it literally because I want to point out specifics from those answers. But I have numerous videos here where I have spoken impromptu, and that's what I'm going to do in this video as well, because I don't want you guys to make excuses and say you can do it because you have it written. That's not how it works. I don't even use preparation time in many cases. And that's what I'm going to display right now. I'm going to pick random tests here. This is on our interface. So we'll pick a test, we'll pick some questions, and I'll answer right away. Then we'll analyze my answer. Maybe I'll do a bad job. Maybe I'll do a good job. But more importantly, I want to show you, with the right strategy, practice, and experience, if you practice at home, you can do a phenomenal answer and you don't need a teleprompter. You can do it on spot. So let's get started. Let's do some really high level CELPIP speaking answers and analyze them and see if they are high level. Let's pick a random test. Let's go test 4. Okay, and so I'm logged in and this is one of our interfaces. If you're interested in getting access to this interface, comment down below and I'll send you the link for this interface. Let's go to 3 because I want to keep this video short. I want to do two answers here, maybe 3. We'll see. So question number 2 is 60 seconds. It says, talk about your most expensive purchase. You can talk about an object, a service you used, or an experience you had, such as a concert. Explain why you spend that much money. Yeah, it's always the same thing. So talk about an expensive purchase. I'll talk about my watch. And that has been my most expensive purchase. I'm just talking here because I gotta let the preparation time run out. I'm not even gonna use the preparation time, okay? We'll just go ahead and do this impromptu.
Start speaking now.
There are not many luxurious items that I usually buy. However, I remember buying my first Seiko watch, which was extremely expensive to me at that time, given it costed me $600, but being that it was 10 years ago. At this point, though, I am extremely elated that I made the decision to buy this watch. The Seiko watch that I have is both a mixture of a classic style as well as a modernistic look that captivates people wherever I wear it. In the gym, in drive-thrus, and in other places, this golden, sleek, analog watch draws attention from everybody. People even ask me if they could buy this off me. However, given my memories with it and given the compliments I receive, I don't think I'm going to be selling it anytime soon. This was my most expensive purchase ever. There you go. So right before the finish time, and let's analyze this first actually, before we go further. So here you can see there's a lot of expression, a lot of emphasis, volume fluctuation going up and down. At the start, you want to not just say that my most expensive purchase was Seiko. I said something like I'm not a fan of large purchases or expensive purchases, and then I went in and explained this one. You want to paint a picture by describing examples. Whenever I go to the gym, drive-thrus, those things, really good to use. They show realism as well. Use advanced words like captivates attention. And of course, there are a few more I used. Again, this is impromptu, so this is what you get. You don't get a written example where I can point out everything. But I tried my best to use really advanced words, kept a steady pace, paused between sentences, had about 4 points, 4 to 5 points, I would say, good quality points explained, instead of rushing and doing too many points that are not explained. And that's it. There you go. This was a very advanced answer, free of grammar mistakes, good tone, advanced words, adjectives, really good descriptions, talking about the style. Yeah, I said modernistic look and a classic look. Talked about how it was analog, so good use of adjectives as well. Okay, let's try another question, and we'll see if we could do more. Maybe you could do more. We did question 3. Let's go to question 4, picture. All right, picture question. So here again, our aim is to, in the preparation time, since we got to go through these seconds, we got to look at a few things. This is a conference of some sort. The people in the background, we'll talk about them in one sentence. People here are more important. Everybody looks serious. This guy's note-taking. This guy, these 2 men are talking right now. The lady looks a little depressed. So we could talk about that. It's all pretty serious. So we'll get started.
Start speaking now.
The picture appears to be a very formal setting where we could see a lot of people in the background having a very serious and cordial discussion. It does not look aggressive from the looks of it, as it looks like in every table there is a speaker who is talking, giving their points, while there are others who are intently listening. Moreover, towards the foreground, we can see 4 people, 3 of them who appear to be senior citizens, engaged in a discussion. Here we can see a man on the right-hand side trying to convince or persuade someone using their gestures, whereas the man towards the center is listening. There's another person towards the bottom left taking notes, as well as a woman towards the side who looks pretty depressed or just receptive to what she is hearing. It looks like this is a formal conference or a business meeting. That's it. Okay, perfect. All right. So in this, again, we talked about, again, in the preparation time, you can organize your approach. You can talk about how you will plan the background, and then people in the center, the main people in the picture would be the main focus. So we talked about those. We talked about the ways they are talking or expressing, like gestures, and the man is listening intently, or it's a serious, a formal, a cordial conference. So using those words really adds more descriptions, and that always gives you good marks. Let's try something else. Let's try a longer question, since I think we have more time than I expected. Not this one, because that's 1 minute. Let's try something longer like this one. Customers should pay a fee whenever they return or exchange goods due to the extra work the staff has to do. I totally agree with this. Okay, so let's think about my 3 points. 1 point could be that the staff has to do extra work. That's why they should be compensated. The other is it'll prevent abuse from customers. And the 3rd point could be if customers pay for it, it could add to the economy. It could make economy better by less returns. Let's go.
Start speaking now.
This topic is very interesting and almost dear to me, since I have considered this return fee for a while, and I have come to the conclusion that, of course, customers should always pay a return fee because it is just ethical. That's my first point. Ethically, it is imperative that we take account of the work workers, retailers, and stockers will have to put when they are filling up shelves again or repackaging goods. That work should not be free, and employees should be accurately compensated for that. Secondly, if businesses implement this, not only do the businesses benefit, however, the economy benefits as well, because there will be less returns as a result. On top of that, when there are less returns, it means simply more profit and lucrative businesses. That in turn provides more taxes and growth of the economy overall. This could stimulate the entire system. Thirdly, business owners would also appreciate the fact that there will be a little bit of reluctance from the customer's end when they are considering simply going to the store after using and abusing items and returning them. From an ethical perspective, it is beneficial for customers to realize that they are in the wrong and they need to take more appropriate and fair actions for businesses. There we go. Okay, so here my time ran out. I wish I could have the time to do a conclusion. I would have loved to say, overall, I still feel that it is important to have a return fee for these items. No problem though. The most important thing is I got my 3 points in. The 3rd point I changed from my preparation time, and that happens almost all the time. The 3 points you initially think about, you end up saying something different. However, whatever you say, make sure you use good connectors. Define the why and how with every point I was mentioning. I was saying you do this because it will lead to this, because it will have this. Use good adjectives too: profitable, lucrative, ethical, Those are some things I used. Responsible, appropriate. The more descriptions and adjectives you can put, the more marks you will get. Have a steady tone. Make sure you give your opinion at the start. Be natural. As I said naturally earlier, that this has been something that I have been thinking about. And then talking about it with passion. In part 7, speaking, you need passion because you are debating, you are really trying to get your point across, and that's what I used here as well. So there you go, guys, an impromptu attempt. In this attempt, if I evaluate myself fairly, I had no grammar mistakes, very advanced vocab, good structure, timing was perfect, and got all my points in. But I will give myself a 12 in the first and second speaking that I did. My actual CELPIP speaking score was also 12. So I'm going to give myself 12 here as a marker right now. But in the last question, I didn't get my conclusion in. I would give myself 11 there. I got everything else in nicely. A conclusion would have been nicer. So overall, my score here, without, you can see with me just talking without really preparing, I got the score. Now, it's up to you if you want to believe it or not, that I'm not using a teleprompter, I'm not taking notes. I'm just using the HZad Education's strategy and practice that I've built over a long time. However, you don't have to spend that much time. You can save your time by registering for our 15-hour CELPIP course, where I have compiled everything that I've learned over all these years into just 15 hours. And you get all these features as well as a lot of added perks, such as feedback included in just $49, but there's also a 20% discount right now. Go to the website, you'll get that pop-up with the discount code, and you can get started immediately. Link is in the description. Thank you guys, take care.